Hey guys, I don't know if you can hear me all right or not. Hey Will. Doing good. Working a lot more these days. I got you pulling doubles past month now. Ouch, I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. Know how that is. My handy helper. Audio is good? Awesome. Yeah, I rebuilt my streaming rig, so had to go from the 2080 Ti that was dying on me. Finally decided to make the switch, but migrating everything over to a new rig was just painful to even think of while I'm doing everything else. So I finally did it. Had to set up my stream completely again, so just wanted to check the audio. First time streaming with the new rig. Let me grab my... We also might have a little bit of background noise, but that's alright. Everybody playing. Family's playing Roblox right now. Background. But today we have a build for Mr. Manning. And my task tonight is to build this. And we have quite a few different parts here, as you can see. We're going to be building with a 10th generation i7, trying to keep it within that budget, but also giving him the streaming cores that he needs to stream. We tried to go with AMD, but it was just a little bit too expensive. While trying to also fit a 3060 and the color scheme and all that. Obviously, the horsepower was more important. So this is what we ended up with, which is going to definitely do the job and give him many years of fun and streaming. So we got the 10th generation Core i7. Gonna give him those 8 cores, 16 threads. We've got 16 gigabytes, DDR4, 3200 DL16 T-Force RGB RAM, white. If you haven't noticed, white is the theme here. And then we got the MPG 490 motherboard, Gaming Plus. Originally we were going to go with the Pro, but I was actually able to get the Gaming Plus, which is a little bit better motherboard. Has a few more options on it for a better deal. So we ended up with the Gaming Plus. Then we've got a 710 watt bronze power supply with some extension cables that are going to really help make it pop once we get in there. Hey Toby, how's it going? Glad you jumped on to watch it. And then we've got the RTX 3060 along with some additional fans that we're going to add to the case. The piece that we're going with was the kind of worried because one corner of the box got damaged, but it's the AO3 by Vitro. Got a front mesh to it and nice door glass panel. Haven't opened it up yet, so we're gonna find out. I'm glad I could do something for you tonight. Glad you could join us. But we're gonna throw this together here tonight. Try to get it all set so that we could try to get it out the door. Hopefully by Saturday is my target right now to get it shipped. All the parts here. I'm gonna move some of this out of my way. We'll get started on the motherboard, CPU, RAM, all that good stuff. Center, worry about it. More stuff out of my way. All this stuff. Might have to turn the music down a little bit. I still haven't gotten a mouse over here at the station or keyboard, so I have to walk over to my stream rig, which is way over that way. So we're going to start with this 490 motherboard, and the CPU mounted, RAM, SSD, all that good stuff. Absolutely stoked. Be able to see the magic happen. Yeah, this is a nice touch I've been doing lately. I wasn't doing it for a while there because I was having trouble with my streaming rig. Funny, the builder's having trouble, but it's more like that thing where you just don't want to deal with it because you're building everybody else's computers. And I just didn't really have the time to migrate everything over to a new PC. So I ended up rebuilding my entire streaming rig. So we're back online. We're able to stream without much trouble. Or trouble that we were running into before. So that's good. So we've got the CPU in here. Music definitely setting the mood. Yeah, I know I like some nice, slow, kind of jazzy-ish. It's a mix. There's a mix of music in there. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a while, so I don't even remember what I have there now. So let me know if it doesn't work, and I'll go remove it from the playlist. But I use the Epic sound for the music, which gives me royalties. I don't run into any issues while I'm uploading videos to YouTube, Facebook, or anything like that. You don't want to get slapped with that stuff. I'm gonna put these. These are your 2 sticks of RAM, which is going to be this is by T-Force. So it's a nice white. It's got the addressable RGB across here at the top, and then the T-Force here is gonna stand out. Of course, Delta, pretty popular brand. So, I also moved my trash can, so I'm just parking the trash on the floor right now. Kind of funny. Definitely wasn't as prepared for the stream as I was normally in the past. We'll get back to it. Alright, so now we're going to mount the SSD. This is a Western Digital. It gives you a nice 3200 megabits per second read-write speed, or read speed. Write is like slightly less than that, but it's right in that range. So you're getting really good speeds off this SSD. And it's one of the newer Western Digital. Not Gen 4, but it is faster Gen 3, which we save some cost on, but still gives you close to this level Gen 4. Got to these little guys. These little guys are really easy to lose. I'll be giving you all your extra screws, Toby, so you have them for future upgrades. So those will be in a bag to receive the computer. And it will just make it easy if you need to add more storage to the answer. But right now, add the SSD to the M.2 slot right here. Use your M.2 screw to screw it down. And the other 2 slots, or the other slot here, doesn't even have a heatsink. It's not really needed. Just a nice add-on feature here, which is this part, I think, that we're going to put over the top. Have those, all the extra parts built that you are empowered to upgrade your system. Oh, when I did that. All right, there we go. We got our solid state drive installed, our RAM installed, and next up is our heatsink. This is the V5. Got 5 heat pipes on it. Power air cooler. It is white to match that theme. It's got an addressable RGB 120mm PWM fan. So it's going to keep the CPU nice and cool for us during those long gaming sessions or streaming sessions. Going to keep up. We got to get this mounted on the CPU. We're not going to use the thermal paste that came with this. We're going to use the Thermal Grizzly, which is a higher quality paste and will last longer under this heatsink as it gets hot. Man, struggling to get it out of the box. There it is. Nice and white. Wanted white, go with white. We got white. Here's our 120mm fan. And our mounting kit. Lots of screws here for everybody. Watch me figure out. That's going to go underneath. Then we're going to mount with brackets here. We're just going to fit the socket, an LGA 1200 socket. These actually adjust. So if you ever put one of these on here, this is the Pro V5. These adjust for the Intel 1200. It's actually the same. The older sockets are close to. Mount bottom of this heatsink here, and then you just screw them in the back plate. Very easy, simple design. Do like them a lot. The only thing you really have to do is adjust your back plate for your studs on the back so that it matches the holes. I'm not going to use the adhesive. There is adhesive here, but I'm not a big fan of that because it makes try to do this without having. Sorry if my head gets got it pretty lined up there. And there's 4 screws in a bag here that we're going to use to mount or add the brackets to the heatsink here, which we'll just lay here and then we'll mount. I don't think I've had enough caffeine today. How about you guys? You guys done drinking caffeine for the night? Or are we going to keep going? Got early mornings tomorrow, like me. I got a 6 a.m. alarm. But everybody else. Not talking to you guys while you guys are in your boxers. Watching me build computers. Start talking about people's boxers, viewers. Don't really care. So yeah, there's gonna be some times where I'm gonna be bent over, focused on what I'm doing. Not really able to talk about everything, but I'm here. Ask me questions. Anything you want to know. That Thermal Grizzly case that we use, this is pretty much all we'll put on this. Highest quality stuff, in my opinion, that I can buy bulk of. And it does an absolutely amazing job of transferring the heat off that CPU and onto the heatsink. so it's facing the right way. Screws line up to the holes. Apply some pressure. Right here. I do the X pattern for the thermal paste, especially for the LCD. Gives it a nice efficient spread. Okay. They sound like I'm destroying your computer already, but these things need to be tight and it's spring loaded. Gotta apply a little bit of pressure, get them to break. Don't want you to panic. It's awesome. Been in the Army for 14 years. Live on nicotine and coffee. Hey, so do I. So, wasn't in the military, but thank you for your service. I wasn't in the military, but I do live on caffeine and coffee. Probably not a healthy diet. I've actually built quite a few rigs for military boys or girls. Now, seems to be a common theme for me. Most of my guys are way out in California, though. That's where I've shipped to some of my military guys. There's also a few months back, there was somebody on a building group on Facebook that he joined, or he was in the military, and his son was trying to build a PC. He couldn't get a graphics card. I just came across it, and I just told him, "Hey, kind of weird for me to ask this, but give me the address, and I'll send your kid a video card." So I sent him a video card so he could play. The whole reason was so that they could play with each other while he was out. Stay connected with him, which was kind of cool. I got pictures of them. It was kind of a cool story. Here. Gives me the warm and fuzzy. I'm a family guy. Alright, so yeah, what I'm doing right now is just plugging in your WM fan connection here, which is going to give me, or give your power, it'll spin. And then this other cable here, we're going to route to the back, plug it into an RGB hub once we get the board mounted. But, so we're just going to leave those cables kind of floating there for right now. But I am going to use these little metal brackets to mount the fan to times these, enough of them. I have trouble. Don't know. Yeah. Some fans have this, some don't, but it's important to also understand the direction your fan is going to be blowing air. Right now I have the airflow going this way, out the back, which this will be the back of the computer here. So your airflow is going to be intake in the front, exhaust in the rear, and the top. So it's important to make sure the direction of your fans are correct setup. And this one, not all fans have it. I don't know if you can see it, but there's these little arrows sometimes on the top of or sides of. I can't get the camera to pick it up. Too much light, too bright. But there's little arrows that'll tell you the direction. But another way you can tell is the front of the fan here. Doesn't usually have the wires. The wires are usually on the back, and the back is usually where the air's flowing towards. I know. Now that this is done, we can actually pull the case out and get started on that. Out of the way. The case was destroyed in shipping or not. Actually meant to open it up earlier when it arrived. I don't think it is, because things usually do pretty good. They have pretty good packaging nowadays. So far it looks good. Things that you're going to be looking for, cases shipping, are things bent, are things square. Everything kind of looks pretty good to me so far. Tempered glass intact. Everything looks perfect. The outside of the box looks damaged, but nothing happened. We're good. But this is, I love how you can see my light right there. This is switching over, watching this on Xbox. Need bigger screen. Yeah, I know. I wish I could zoom out some more. Then you'd see my terribly messy workbench. So normally I don't care, but this is the front mesh that I was talking about on the estimate. This is going to give it some really good airflow. That's what we want. Want good airflow and keep it cool. This is a door. It's toolless, magnetic. Holds the door on there. But you can remove it. So you lift it, and you got hinges here that you push up on. Tight. So we got it off. Now we can move on to getting things in there. I'm actually going to take the back panel off as well, which is going to be 2 screws on the back, top and bottom. So if you ever need to get to the back, 2 screws on the back panel. It just slides towards the back, away. Backside, some of the wires are already here. That's because 3 of the fans came with the case, which is nice. It also comes with an RGB hub, which is also nice, as well as PWM fan hub, which is also nice. So it keeps things a little bit more organized on the backside. But what we need here from this is this bag of screws for mounting hardware. And we'll come back to this backside here in a little bit. Alright, so right off the bat, we're going to need 3 more studs for the motherboard, because this is an ATX motherboard, full ATX motherboard. We want to make sure we have the studs here for grounding for these little black things you may or may not be able to see from the screen here or from the camera. But we need 3 more. That is to meet the mounting requirements for the motherboards. Actually need 1 more. Cool. Move them all over the place, build everywhere. I'm just getting these started here, and then I'm going to use my little socket Phillip head, drive these in the rest of the way. Tight. That is this little tool for these mounting studs. Top of them. Drive them in snug so that we have a nice tight connection. Plus you get your glove in there. Ugly. Great. Now the fills are done.
We can pop this motherboard in there real quick.
Then I'm going to keep the wires on my wires. Okay. Really, before I mount it as well, I want to pop these back covers off, and I'm not scratching the board later. So I think they're risen enough so that it wouldn't scratch the board. Could have it to do. The little pop outs, they go in the trash. All right. And we're just going to use the for putting the motherboard in, and 9 of them, 9 screws. You get to watch this. 9 screws. I don't know how much you enjoy that, but I enjoy it. Kind of relaxing. People say I should be like electric, little handheld. Personally, I don't want to do that because I'll like over tighten or strip the heads and make it so that it's impossible to get out later. So the personal hands-on touch to me is important. The last thing you want to do is strip a screw, if possible. Somebody to pull this motherboard out later, whether it's you, whether it's me, or somebody else. Alright, one more screw. Now that package of screws that came out of the back of this case, it does have different types of screws. So if you're ever building one, make sure you're aware there are different types of screws with different threads, and they do different things and they go different places. Keep that in mind. Do a little bit of research on those screws. It'll help you from stripping them. Easy to. Alright, so there we go. We got our motherboard mounted already. Look at that. I'm going to just poke these cables through the back here from the inside. One of these cable slots. Then we're going to get some of the 3 case fans installed that we installed. We got 3 on the front, 2 on the top, and 1 on the rear. Oh, there we go. I just cables through this slot and out this back side here. Actually, might try to get it around this USB cable here. Cool look. Tidy. Big tidy. And so this will run down here. This hub, but I want to get the rest of those fans installed still before we're plugging everything. This is going to be pretty easy. We got the top here, we got 2 fans we're going to put here, and then another one here on the rear. And that is these guys. Ooh. The only thing that sucks is all these twisty ties here, so I have to burn time here, unless I do this before the stream, to undo all these twisty ties. Kind of cool though, I've noticed that these guys do use white with white and black with black fans. One of those little details, even though we won't be using the twisty ties, but somebody's a little anal over at their warehouse. And again, the direction of the fan is going to be important. So if the top is going to be exhaust, meaning the air is blowing up, and we want to make sure that the fan is set the right way. So we're going to place the fan like so, because the air is going to be pushed up to the fins. This side, again, they have the arrows. I don't know if you can see them or not right here, but either way, building up computers, you know what way the fans go. So based off the airflow direction that we want the exhaust on the top, hot air rises. First one installed, and then we'll move on to the second one on the top, and then all we got is So you're excited to get off that Xbox then? Just kidding. Gonna have a PC soon. And that's why you're buying a PC, right? Trust me, oh, you have no idea. Oh no, I do. I don't know how many times I've, somebody's walked in here and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about PC. All my buddies tell me it's better, but I don't really believe them." And then all I have to do is sit them down on my machine and run them, even just in 1080p, a round of Call of Duty at 150 plus frames, and they're like, "I'm sold." That's all it takes. It's just there's such a big difference between the limited 30 to 60 to 140 plus. Such a big difference for your eyes. May not be Warzone, it's just for any game in general at that point. Even if you're just playing single player, you're not like watching a flip book. That's what it'll feel like once you get off the PC and try to play Xbox again. It'll feel like that you just went to a flip book. You'll notice the difference in how smooth it is compared to the PC or compared to the Xbox or console. Especially some of the older generations. Like if you go back right now and try to play, and some of the consoles are getting better, but if you go back and try to play like the original Xbox right now, you probably would get a headache. My buddies and I try to still play Nintendo GameCube. We'll play like Super Smash Brothers or stuff like that with some drinks. And that usually gets pretty crazy, but you try to play that on like a 4K screen, your eyes just start watering. So we've been trying to find ways to make that better. We've tried emulators and all sorts of different things. If anybody has any suggestions there, go for it. I feel like Tyrone Biggs from the channel show right now. And yeah, man, I collect consoles. Yeah, I know quite a few people that do. I think it's pretty cool nostalgia, collection. I still have a GameCube. I think I still have an Xbox, like the original, somewhere. And I think I have a PlayStation and a PlayStation 2. Somewhere in a box. That I don't know where it is now at this point. I moved so many times and had to box everything up so many times and got so many newer things that never pulled it out. My plan was to originally build like a shelf and then have everything on a switch so that I could go back and forth on a single TV. Take counts what I wanted to. I just never got it. I could do that when I'm retired. But nowadays, people don't retire, they just die. Wait, this. Alright, trying to get this last fan mounted for us here. Then we can flip it back over. Get some of the cables plugged in for the case to the board. After that, really all we got is the video card, power supply, and then cable management on the back, which now if you don't want to watch, I don't blame you, because that's probably the most boring part of the stream, other than this, what I'm doing right now. The cable management is usually, unless you like satisfying things like that, but pretty quick. Been a smooth build, no problems so far. Yeah, I just bought a new house and have RCA switchboard, awesome, and HDMI switchboard for 10 consoles. That's a little much. 10 consoles. Wow. Now you got a PC to put somewhere. I mean, like, what are you gonna do? Oh, that's awesome though. But you're doing exactly what I was wanting to do. So you'll have to show me your design or your setup so then I can copy it in the future. Save myself from thinking. Unless it's copyrighted by then. Alright, so the back side here, we've got a couple of different cables. We've got our front panel USB, front panel audio. We have our power and LED, power switch, reset switch, LED switch for LED lights, and then we have our USB 3 here, the blue one. Additionally, on the back side, we also have for the fan hub and RGB hub, single. Got a PWM fan connection and our 5-volt 3-pin addressable RGB header connection. That is what's going to tell the lights what color they need to be. PWM fan connections to tell the fan how fast it needs to spin. I'm just gonna get these cables routed in the right direction. Flip it over. Actually, no. Oh. Not behave. And same thing with the front panel. You got all be. And I might have to put my readers on to make sure I'm just right. Comfortable. Okay. Yeah, you can. Absolutely, dude. Once I'm finished setting up, I'll shoot over some pics. Awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, first thing we gotta do is probably upgrade the house. we're growing out of this house that we got here 5 years ago. Then I'll make sure there's large space for that man cave. Have exactly that. My buddies and I actually used to also do the Total Annihilation Night. Very old PC game, but it got very competitive. Kind of why we stopped playing, because at least that's what I feel like happened. Got to the point where it was stalemate at the time. Got way too competitive, including me. But that's besides the point. So I've got your front panel connections here, and that's going to be your power button and everything right here. There's quite a few different connections there. It's kind of a small, really probably can't see it very well, but then your USB up here, your front panel USB 2.0s here, and your HD audio is over here in this corner. Now this is your WM fan. This is what's going to control the fans on the hub. Tell them how fast to spin based off the temperature of the system. Something that will configure SI center. Or we can configure it in the motherboard BIOS depending on your preference. But I'll probably just set it up in the SI center. Adjust it for preference software. And this last one here is your addressable RGB header. This is for, again, the hub on the back of the computer, getting plugged into that. Based SI Mystic Light software will tell lights what color we want, what mode that connection. There we go. Next cables in. Over two. Beautiful. Alright, so more boring work. Right, all boring. Is cable extensions. Usually I get my daughter over here to do these cable extensions, but she's currently playing playing Roblox right. So we need our cable extensions for 24 pin for the 8-pin CPU and also our 8-pin graphics card. And then the rest of them will be in the box for you. If you ever upgrade the video card and need more, we'll have matching cables to go along with it. So, easy lemon squeezy. I think that's what we say, right? But these ones come with cable combs. Toby, do you know if you want the black or the clear cable combs? I'll show you what they look like. But those are our options, black or clear. I'm kind of glad you jumped on. Show you the difference here in my hand. Get close up. Kind of hard to see it. But you'll have a black one that goes across like this, or you'll have a clear one like that. Is there a preference that you would prefer? I'll just stand here and pretend I'm frozen. Black for sure? Okay. Wait. I was like, I hope he's still watching. If not, I was going to default to black. Black usually looks better in this scenario, especially with the mix. Oh, and it's here. We want as white as possible, but the whiter you go, the more expensive stuff gets. Unless you start customizing. That costly. I enjoy doing it. It's fun, but trouble. So if you guys didn't know, it snowed quite a bit over here in Michigan, so you're currently temporarily snowed in. Oh no. The flagship you built for Earn blew my mind, man, so yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, that was a beast we built. Definitely one I enjoyed building, along with the custom plates that we did through V1 Tech. I didn't personally do those. Just there's a really good company out there that does a lot of custom work that you can upload your designs, get them added to some of the custom plates fitted specifically for parts. There's a little bit of work involved still, but overall they make it really easy, and they're a small company kind of like us, probably a little bit, but really good one. They're usually really good about fixing thumbs as right or didn't really show like it could have. They're really good at straightening it out, getting replacements out to you real quick. So that's that custom RGB plates that you saw. Burns machine. Definitely highly recommended. I need to actually set that up on my website for them. Get a link. Those guys deserve every bit of attention. I was actually talking to them about doing a partnership and buying kind of bulk power ones, having them in builds, but then people may not want that, so I don't really want to do something because I want. I'm keeping my builds pretty far from having any type of like major branding. Branding I put on there is full without or scuffing anything. So it's like a mag, for example, something that you don't want. That's the whole idea, to give you a customized product that you can customize, continue to customize. But if you'd rather put your magnet on the fridge or back of your car or something, go for it. There we go. We got our cable combs on here. All we're going to do is kind of feed this to the back. It doesn't have to be perfect backside. Clean it up. We'll get the power supply plugged in. Got a plate. I got it stand up. The next is our 8-pin CPU, which is up here, this corner. Usually I recommend people to do this if you're building one earlier before you put this on, especially if you have cable cone or cable extensions. Put it on there, and then you don't have to reach in there, because right now I have to fight getting my hand in there, especially for guys that are first timers. Makes it a little. Yep. I'll be cursing it. Why did I decide to build it myself? Now it just cut me. Cool idea, but yeah, I think you're right. Branding might turn a little, yeah. So that's why I try not to make anything permanent. It's people come to Empower because they want a custom product. They don't want something glowing. Oh, we're doing it. I know you got it for me. If you're happy with it, I'll create a Games and Power Gaming across the top of the mountain or something. No, that's how I get my marketing. I don't need something to assure me that I built this. So I can take one look at it and tell you if I built it or not. And everything's documented. So, alright, so we got our cables in. We do have the graphics card to go in here. And we do have the graphics card power cord as well. Cable. Get that done. And then we'll slap this power supply in there. Do some cable management. Then we'll plug it in. See if it actually works. Kidding. Could work. Well, something's UA. I mean, everything's brand new, so pretty rare to get something DOA brand new nowadays. Doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. I've had 3 bad CPUs over the last year, which is very, very rare. Very rare. So, and then I've had bad motherboards, countless bad motherboards actually. Those are probably the most common out of the box. And I've had a couple of bad SSDs and bad sets of RAM. And sometimes they don't even present themselves as a problem. So even passing tests, they just don't show up as a problem until later, like a couple months down the road. Usually that's what we call heat creep. So as things get hotter and hotter and hotter, they move, and then a solder breaks or something, breaks loose, and then you got a problem on it. That's what heat creep is. You ever hear guys say that? Things moving because of heat. That finger can't get this damn peel. Okay, put the bolt underneath this panel, but okay. Almost impossible. I need the needle nose. Sorry, I needed to go find my needle nose pliers to get this last peel off that's stuck in between panels. I don't know why I decided this was a great idea to shove it in there. Literally just jammed in there. This is kind of on the retard level of why would you do this. I just don't want to send it with a piece of plastic down in there because if it melts, then gets hot. They get hot. Just don't want it to melt in a weird spot. Get stuck to something. So I don't like foreign objects in computers that don't belong there. So we got it. We got it. There's our RTX 3060 by Evga XC. Got a beautiful back plate here with some red kind of right through it. Got a nice beefy heat down there. Copper piping there. That is your horsepower for your graphics. That's what it translates to. 12 gigabytes GDDR6 bit. Hope you like looking at my neck. I just needed to see the slot there. We got it popped into the slot, and we just have 2 screws that go here. Can't see because the camera's not positioned perfectly. I'll have to fix that later. They're just going right here. This little lip. Nice. Two screws. You just want to look at making sure when we do that, make sure that the ports on the back here are lining up nicely. That when you go to plug a cable in, this part of the case is not interconnection with flush there. So all that. Then a power cable for our video card. I'm gonna actually plugged in. What direction I want to route this? Usually I just go down with it. I know what we're down. Comes. What are you planning on streaming? First, get your rig. What games? Clean. It'll get cleaned up a little bit more. I know some. All right, button up here, but once I get to the back, start doing the cable management and pulling things snug, they'll clean it up a little bit on the front side as well. Okay, next up is our power supply. This is going to power our rig. Not enough cables on the back though. Probably fit a few. And if you think this was a lot, you should have seen Vern's rig. That has give you a brain aneurysm. Some Warzone and Halo for FPS stud. Yeah. Want to try out Lost Ark? Been watching some streams on that, but my favorite is WoW. Yeah, I do remember you mentioning WoW and I think Warzone and Halo. Top 3. So this will definitely get that job done in fashion. So you're streaming with OBS, or that just beautiful with the cable management up front already? Yeah, it's not really managed right now. kind of like what we call mom spaghetti. Not quoting Eminem, but we'll get there. I might actually flip the stream off if I just get everything plugged in so you can get fired up and take care of the cables later. It is probably the most boring part, unless you want me to. If you want to watch me, fine. I don't care. It's usually where I lose everybody on the stream. Be using OBS Streamlabs for most of the custom framework stuff. Yeah. I use that's actually what I'm using right now is the OBS Streamlabs, and I'm able to stream to multiple platforms. So I'm streaming to actually YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook all at the same time, which is nice. To stream to multi-platforms because I have viewers in different platforms all the time. This is our EVGA 700 watt bronze power supply. We're just going to slide this guy in here. With the important note for anybody building that's watching, make sure your fan facing the right direction or you will burn your power supply out because it'll get too hot. So it needs to be able to breathe. Also, another important note for new computer owners, the bottom of your case, which I'm going to show you here, will have a vent. That is for your power supply fan. Make sure that can breathe. If you have a carpet, putting this on carpet, then it's going to suffocate this. Do not put your computer on carpet. Always put it on a flat surface. So if you can put it on carpet, just get a piece of wood or something. Make sure it's on a flat surface so it can breathe. It needs to be able to breathe. Important stuff. I think my computer's on the carpet, but I mean, I build them, so. I'm just kidding. I have it on a plank. Until I have a more customized desk. It's another one of those projects. I'm going to build a custom desk. Haven't gotten to it yet. Busy building everything else. But I don't mind. I enjoy it. Alright, so now I'm just getting the screws into the power supply here, which is hold it in place. Then we can plug some of the power connector up. Shouldn't be bad actually. Again, MERN setup. You would have looked at that thing. In fact, I think I got a picture of it on the backside, but open up the backside, there's literally nothing you can do with the cable management other than zip tie the lanes, your own lanes, and try to keep it nice as possible. But as soon as you open it up, balls of wire just start pouring out. Like this, because there's so many RGB items there, there's so many different cables and connections. One, they all needed power, some of them separate power. And there's so many fans in that build. I've done actually some crazier builds in that. Full water loops, custom water. Those ones are also, they get a little. Oh, he already had to take the back panel off, honestly. When he first got it, I had to tell him to take it off because he had to the graphics card plate had to get plugged in, because I shipped the graphics card and the graphics card plate unplugged, which I'm probably going to do the same to yours, but you won't have the graphics card plate to deal with, so it'll be a lot easier. The reason why is if you ship the card, I'll flip this over and show you, but if you ship this graphics card plugged in, it'll vibrate and bounce while it's in the truck. And what that does is it damages the slot down below that it's plugged into. So when you get it, you fire it up and there's no display. Well, then I have to pay for it, or you have to ship it back, or I have to ship you parts and replace them. And it'll either be the motherboard or it'll be the graphics card. The best way to avoid it, take the card, unplug it, and ship it unplugged. And then all you got to do is literally what I did was plug this cable in, or mount the card, 2 screws, plug the cable in, button up, fire it up. So, and I'll walk you through it. But it's to ensure that this card, this computer, is going to show up without it getting damaged. There's just too many times. It doesn't matter how much support you try to put here and hold this, it just almost every time it gets damaged. It doesn't matter. Seems like anyway. So I unplug the cards and I ship them without them plugged in. So we'll take a little bit of assembly, and I will be there with you every step of the way as soon as you receive it. But I've never not been able to walk somebody through it, so it's not too bad. And you can also reference this video if you need to. Pull it up. It's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on Twitch, so you can always reference this video as well. Another one of those kind of cool reasons why I stream. We'll have these two. Right now I'm trying to get all of our fans and addressable plugged in. Then we can get this. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's always better, man. It's always better to be safe. Don't worry about it. Make it work. Good night. Sweet dreams. Love you. That's one of my girls. Zip ties. Oh, not it. Got him. And I have to order more. Like every time I look at that bag, it's empty. And installing a graphics card is well worth that extra step. But get a working computer on day one. But you know, those are just tidbits from the computer world. Builds and ship. Pretty quick not to ship it with the card in there. Costs money and time, and it costs your customer that experience. That's not what we're about. Alright, so got the power cables plugged into the cable extensions. And the last piece of power that we're going to plug in here is power to the hub. I'm actually going to do that after I grab some of these cables and zip tie them. More zip ties. That way we can tuck it in there nice and neat. You can't really see right now. In an awkward position with the camera. Off. Tucked in. A bit of a tight squeeze right now. There we go. Much better. We're in a better place now. We just got to do some button up and flip it over, verify everything's nice and tight. Plug it in. Post. I have a bunch here if you need some. No. I might take you up on that offer. Then I gotta run up Home Depot and grab a big box. We have one right down the street. How did I do that? Why I don't have any zip ties. Something I'm gonna do it. Trying to get these cables tight. Like this build looks clean. Hey, I'll know how we do it. Thank you, though. I do appreciate the compliment. White has been actually pretty popular the last Last few builds now. And white, white, white. So. Haven't gotten like a super weird request yet. No. Anybody wants a, you know, really weird stream with me? Oh, buy a computer for me. Stuff on it. I do custom work. Custom graphics and things on computers, you know, putting them together. You never know what you're going to be asked to put on there. Voila. So I could go really crazy here with these wires, but I'd rather make it easy to get into, and you know, if we have to fidget with something in a little bit here, but I might come back and clean it up a little bit. But just in case, go back in there. Pop this on. Might leave it. Yeah, the RGB lights definitely glow. Like, they definitely glow. Let's see what it looks like. Possible. Probably gonna have to go back there and got it. I'll sit here and look at it and probably go back and do. What do you think? Feel clean? Yeah. Tight. Let's get her plugged in and see if she fires up. Oh shit. I forgot. So, hold display. So my bench monitor over here, I stole a cable from. Of course. So, just give me a second. I probably could just plug it in and tell you it posted, but you know, that's not fair. Go. I've never done this. Okay. I'm going to bounce the camera a little bit. I'm sorry. Got a flash go. I'll have to figure that one out. Other than the flash going on the RGB, I'll fix that. I think I know what's going on with that. What do you think? Got some sort of flash on these front 3 lights. That's your front. Shifting over to the back. We got a post. So we're good there. Go to right to the BIOS, recognize all the RAM, storage, obviously the video card because we're displaying. There, obviously. Yep. Sweet. Yeah, I just got to figure out this flash here. I think it's just a loose connection on the back. So I'll probably unplug them, plug them back in, make sure they're all solid, and then test it. I don't know. I've got to get up at 6 a.m. and it's already almost midnight over here, so probably gonna kill the stream, get this going, get Windows installing on it. Then tomorrow all I got to do is drivers and sort out this RGB switch that it's doing. But overall, probably not gonna play Warzone tonight. No. I think I played a couple nights ago for a little bit, like 4 or 5 games, and that's all I could handle. Those new gas grenades get me, man, or those gas bullets, and then the other ones, the flaming bullets. I don't even know what they're called, Inferno, whatever they are. Kind of ridiculous. I've been actually playing a lot of PUBG when I do play, so PUBG's kind of my thing right now. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying for other people that are not here. Like, I know Toby's not over here. I think he's actually in the same time zone, though, if I am correct. Yeah, they may be getting rid of the cheaters, but they're also, I feel like, making it easier for some of the lower skilled players to play. But then again, you know, if you're a skilled player, you should be using those advantages, and I just haven't had time to sit down and like play around with them. So I keep getting my ass whooped in Warzone. I get frustrated. Yeah, Eastern time. Yeah, we're Eastern over here, so as well. So I was pretty sure you were on it. You're Eastern. Yeah, I mean, it's still fun. That's the only reason why I play. Is, you know, a group of buddies want to play, I'll play. So sometimes I throw my mouse. Yeah, there's a lot of issues still. I mean, even with their ricochet anti-cheat, I've noticed still there's obvious wall hackers still wall hacking. It may not be like the aimbot, which was extremely obvious, or like, you know, different modified aimbots, but definitely wall hackers still wall hacking. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm glad you stopped in, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. So we'll get this buttoned up and probably shipped out on Saturday. So be on the lookout for an email with all your tracking information on Saturday. So I look forward to seeing your reaction next week when you get it. Yeah, I know. 0600. Me, that's actually when I'm getting up at 6 a.m. But that's also to drive an hour and 10 minutes to a site. So I gotta got places to be. You know, so the love-hate relationship for sure. It is. It still is. I still love the stupid game, but there's still so many stupid problems I'll complain about it. I swear they do it on purpose too, so that people talk about it. Like right now. Oh yeah, I know. It's like I'm pretty good. I'm decent. I can hold like a 1.4 KD if I want to. Like right now I'm like 1.3 or something like that. I can hold like a 1.4, 1.5 KD if I wanted to, but it's just I just don't have the time for the grind. And your exact point, start getting blamed for cheating even though you're not cheating. So kind of not worth it. I don't like drama. Kind of like you, Hulk. I don't like drama. Not worth my time. I'd rather do this, stream some awesome stuff for you guys, build a good computer, and maybe we open some beers and have some beers while we're doing it. Hopefully I'm not building a customer's build while I'm drinking. Don't worry, I haven't done that yet. But maybe that's a challenge we could do in the future. Can Ben still build a computer truck? No problem, Toby. Stay in touch. Have a good night. And with all of that being said, yeah, it gets too toxic in general. I know. Like the streamer community, I feel like is pretty good. You know, like your bigger name, your professional streamers. You know, they do a really good job of balancing it. And I think they're really good as examples of what to do rather than what not to do. You're coming over. Sure, come on over. Let's do shots. Like every part, I have to do a specific shot or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But yeah, the like Stone Mountain, I use him as a reference all the time when I'm talking about what to do as a streamer, and he does a really good job of, you know, making content around is he hacking or isn't he, and then keeping it on that gray line without like ruining somebody's reputation or talking about them badly, you know. So he does a really good job. He stays professional, and that's what a lot of people need to learn how to do. Hey, Gila is actually like the Energizer Bunny for me, so and I think I have some back here in the shelf too. I don't drink a lot, so people bring like tons of stuff over for parties, which I don't have anymore. And now I have like this huge liquor cabinet that I put in the camper, and nobody drinks it, so I got tons of that. Yeah, I've been using Twitter a lot more, but that's more to like introduce myself to people that are looking for customs or specifics. Hey, the Twitch went away, so it's probably definitely a loose wire or something. But yeah, I've been using Twitch, and I think it's a good tool to really expand your reach as a business, and kind of just show people what you could do, and then show people your personality as a business. I think that's what that tool is really good for on your day-to-day stuff. Yeah. Same thing with any social media, honestly. So you probably have a ton of it. Is it like, what kind of tequila is it? I'm just curious if it's like same stuff that we could get over here, or is it like a special bottle? Sounds like it would be a special bottle if he's bringing it from Mexico. But yeah, this build turned out nice. I'm happy about it. I just got to figure out that and play with that. And I'll probably adjust that wire harness here. I don't like it. It's bothering me enough. It's a special bottle. Nice. But overall, the build turned out great. I like it. I do. Go. Move it. Starts twitching again. So there is definitely a loose connection in there somewhere. I'll play with it. Alright, I'm all done for the night. I need to get my arse in bed before 6 o'clock rolls around. But, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate it. Again, Toby, I know you're already off, but if you ever go back and rewatch this video, which I doubt you will, I wouldn't. Thanks for giving us the opportunity. And I will have this shipped out later this week, or this weekend, pending UPS weather right now. But we should have it over to you this week. Thanks for everybody else dropping in and chatting. Really appreciate all of you guys. Yep. We'll see ya. Have a good night, Hulk, Will, Toby. Take care, guys.